Alright guys, episode 10. It's gonna be quite interesting compared to the other ones because this is pretty much a decoration special of me just building. Totally off cam because I'm not this fast, you know, so I'm just like talking over this totally awesome speed up version of pure scenery making pretty much. The idea is to make 4 stations in order to get more scenery around the train stations, and then I make the waterfall I was talking about in part 9, which actually is turning out pretty nice, as you will see in a little bit. And then we are totally going back to this part we're working on right now and making a big sort of like western themed area with the red rocks and mountains or whatever they are, something like it. So yeah, I did this twice or 3 times before, back in Roller Coaster Tycoon World, and people seem to enjoy it quite a lot. I think it's a good idea to have these like every once in a while instead of just me playing on the park. We almost hit the bottom as well. As you can see on the money right now, we are quite low. I think at some point I'm down to 4 grand, which is a big deal because I felt like I almost messed up everything. And it would be quite sad to lose this park. So of course I closed the wooden coaster, as you know, and then I tried to go with a bunch of other things, like see what would work, and somehow I got like over 2,000 people into the park, as you also will notice in this if you of course watch the money and watch the people. We managed to get a lot more, and then I actually reopened the wooden coaster because it's sad to spend so much money on a roller coaster that's not gonna be open. And like at the end of this video, of course I kind of let the park go as I was doing this the whole time, so I was kind of following up on different things just to make sure that I kept like getting money and stuff. I had to do it because my money was so low. Otherwise I would probably have paused it, which would probably have been better in my opinion, but you know, I tried to do it this way. And it actually, I mean, it worked out fine. I'm doing a lot of rock work right now, and it's like making this waterfall was actually, it was a challenge. It's a challenge to make it look like a waterfall. It's a challenge to make it look alive without making it look really stupid, and I haven't like done too much with it yet, waterfalls, but I know it's possible, so I just kind of figured that it would be fitting for this area also, because the rafting, the rolling river is, I kind of made it in the pirate jungle like island theme, and I think a waterfall would fit quite well into that. Even though this is the only little area that I make of decoration around like the track, I still have a lot more to come, of course, and it will come in the later videos. But I just figured that this right now, right here, would be fine, and I wouldn't make this video too long. I already spent, I don't know, maybe 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours on decorating all this, and then I just speed it up. So yeah, I am actually extremely happy with the result, as you'll probably see. I think you're gonna like it as well. I did spend as I said, 2 hours on it. So of course, I'm one of those. I mean, when I go into something, I just get a quick picture in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I want it to be something like this, or something like I imagine it right now, but not. I don't know how to make it, so I just kind of try different things. The problem that I had was when you choose to make this kind of park, you don't. That's like something I think they should get into the game, so you get access to all colors of both ground and both rocks, and the fact that I can actually make the orange rockish paint terrain because I can't here. So I kind of, what I do later on is I get desert painting, and then I use a lot of red rocks and a lot of scenery like bushes and trees and cactus and stuff to make it, or cacti I think it is pronounced, to try and make it look as western as possible. I didn't put in any scenery like barrels or any cowboys or stuff like that, or cowboys, sorry. But it turned out really, really good, and so does this waterfall, even though it's extremely hard to make it look good. I mean, it's kind of like an ongoing, really splashy waterfall with a lot of force, but it ends up being... I I was actually very surprised, very happy with it. And also, I'm not going in 100%. I'm trying to, but then again, a lot of the scenery in this park is just done really fast because it was needed, and I didn't want to do something that was it was not supposed to be boring, so it would it's boring to just make like the golden treasure chest. I think a lot of people, if they know that one, it's a scenery item which is a golden like pirate treasure chest that cost 10,000 money, $10,000, and I'm pretty sure that it makes the prestige go up really high. Like it gives a lot to the prestige level, but I like to actually do something, and I think this was nice. And even with the whole like the wooden scaffolding underneath the train tracks actually looked really awesome in the water as well. So it's very much the same type of scenery I'm using here. Also, I am still missing a lot of stuff like rocks on the actual cliff sides and stuff to make it look more realistic. But it still ends up being quite nice. I mean, I wanted this area to look like it was built by human and not look like too natural, which is why I'm using this many rocks and placing them like this, especially for the waterfall as well. I mean, that would probably be possible for a waterfall to look like that, but this whole like lake thing right down here should look very like human made, because it is a theme park. It's not like welcome to the real jungle. I hope you catch my drift, man. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to do this. Right now I'm just watching this while I will put it up later on today or maybe tomorrow, most likely. And I'm excited to see what you guys think, because it's like really, it's something I've been waiting to do in this game actually. I remember back when I played Roller Coaster Tycoon World, people kept saying that I should play PlanetCoaster, and Roller Coaster was shit and stuff, but also I got a lot of great comments from people saying that they actually enjoyed watching my series, even though the game wasn't the best. Of course we can say that it wasn't, but I took what they kind of gave me and I tried to do something with it. I made like a jungle themed park. It actually ended up being really nice, compared to how the game was optimized and how it all worked. but I stopped the series. I said I would probably make it for about 15 episodes, something like that. But the problem was that they made an update right around that area where my FPS was like, it didn't matter what I did. I played on decent graphics with shadows and everything. It looked good. But then all of a sudden I go into the game after an update and it's just broken, like completely broken. I didn't know what to do, so of course I tried to change the settings, remove shadows and stuff, but the only way I could play it smoothly, like I did before, was by removing so much graphic that it wasn't worth it. I mean, it wasn't nice. You didn't get a good feeling by watching. Like I made a whole video and I watched it with the bad graphics, and I wasn't happy. It was shit, to be honest. But yes, you can see now I'm trying to do this whole Texan. I don't know why I say Texas. I have no idea how Texas looks. But you know, like back in the days when it was like cowboys and stuff, and they were like running around on horses and shooting guns and like all that stuff. I don't know. Really Western. It's probably still the word I would go for. Trying to make this Western area with these special formed cliffs because they just seem familiar in my head when I think about Western movies, stuff like that. That's just what pops into my mind. So excuse me if I'm wrong. But I hope you're gonna like the result anyways, because I actually think it ended up being much better than I expected. But yeah, it still takes quite something. Like when you take it from nothing to something, when you go from just having a flat ground to like terraforming the whole place yourself, then you have to color it afterwards, then you need to put the scenery in, you need rocks, you need bushes, trees, cacti. I think that's pretty much the only thing I used actually, but just I placed it well, if you ask me, of course. And I ended up being super happy with the result. As I said 5 times now, but I just can't explain how surprised I am about this. But yeah, now I said that 5 times. I am still gonna go strong after this episode. I'm probably gonna do 10 more like normal style, and then I will make the 20th episode another one like these, where I do some scenery around the park, or like where I feel like I need it. I still have 2 stations now that doesn't have any scenery around it, and I'm not gonna make it this kind of scenery there. I just figured it would be fun because we also made those like Western kind of buildings in front of the big wooden coasters, so it just, yeah, pretty much just figured it would be fitting and nice to have something different instead of, I think most people would probably go with the theme that they that they choose for map. So like if you go jungle map, you probably go full on jungle theme. I don't think a lot of people like, you know, mix it up and actually maybe make a whole water world or something like that. I mean, you cannot do that in this game, not yet. I hope it will come. I remember that from PlanetCoaster 3, that was amazing. Like having these big water worlds with like coasters, like water coasters and stuff like that. It was awesome, and I actually also liked the wild expansion. I have all the expansions, by the way, for PlanetCoaster 3. I just never did anything with it, just played for fun. Never did any video. I mean, the game is old, and I started doing YouTube for like what, a year ago, some. So I hope they will add something like that. I like the fact you could have animals as well in Tycoon Wild. You can make safari trips. You could do so much cool stuff. And if they add these things to this game, I mean, the potential of parks you can make, it's... Oh, I can't explain how much potential this game got. And already, like, experiencing... I don't feel like this game is where it's gonna be at when it's at its best now. I'm not saying the game is bad at all. It's amazing, the fact that you can do this many things with this, like these few scenery items. Like, get me right, I don't say that there's not a lot of scenery. There's a lot of scenery in this game, but there could be much more. And just, I mean, it's just for the future to come, just much more updates. Hopefully, I mean, if they add DLCs like Wild or Sea World, Sea Creatures maybe, or like a Water World, I'm on. Like, I think it was called Rollercoaster 3 Tycoon Soaked. That expansion, and I'm gonna buy everything. I love this game. I really love this game, and it's like a game you can take a small break from it, and you can come back, and you're still gonna enjoy the shit out of it because it's just so amazing, so well done. And as you can see here, this area is actually coming along just fine. I hope you like it because it took some time to make, and I'm like obviously overly excited about this. Of course, I'm only making it so it looks really good in the front. I will finish it at some point when the park has to go around it. But, you know, as I've said 100 times in my other PlanetCoaster videos, I do a little bit at a time. If I feel like, okay, this is enough for this area, I just go to the next area. It's not that big of a deal, but it's alright. But yeah, wish for many expansions to come. I haven't read on this, so they might already have said they're gonna do God knows what. I mean, I'm not following it on the forums. I don't do anything. I'm just sitting here waiting and being super excited about it, which is also kind of nice because then I don't need to, you know, like get sad if they extend an expansion or something like that, like put delay on the release time. But yeah, I can see we are pretty much getting towards the end now, and I guess I just want to say to you guys, thank you for watching this. I hope you watched it all and listened to me talk this so sexy voice. No, it's awesome. Usually I only did Ark, but I try to change it up and do other games I like really much, trying to get an audience in these games because I really enjoy it, and I think I'm doing quite a good job. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I really hope I see you in the next one and you will continue watching this.